Alright, now we're looking at problem number 3 on the review. It is in standard form. Our function is in standard form, so that means that we can use our little trick of the x equals negative b over 2a. So in order to use that formula, we're going to have to find our a, our b, and our c. The a is the value that's next to the x squared, which there's not a number that we see out front, which means it's a 1. Then I need to look for my b, which is attached to the x, so that would be negative 2. And my c is the number that's by itself, which is negative 8. I'm going to go ahead and set that up now. So x equals negative b, which is a negative 2, all over 2 times a, which is 1. Remember that a negative times a negative is a positive, so this becomes a positive 2 over 2 times 1, which is 2. Remember that a fraction is really a division problem. It's the numerator divided by the denominator. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. My axis of symmetry is x equals 1. This also gives me the x value for my vertex because the axis of symmetry runs through the vertex. To find the y value of my vertex, I need to plug the x value into all of the x's in my function. So instead of having x squared, it's going to be 1 squared minus 2 times 1 minus 8. Now, if you had your calculator, you could enter this in exactly as you see it into your calculator and get the answer right away. I'm going to break it down a little bit. So 1 squared is 1. Pardon the bells. Negative 2 times 1 is minus 2, negative 2, minus 8. So 1 minus 2 is negative 1, minus 8 is negative 9. So my vertex is 1, negative 9. Not bad. To find the zeros, I'm going to need to factor. So I'm going to look at factoring x squared minus 2x minus 8. So this is, remember that with factoring, we are using the box method, and we're working our way from the inside to the outside. So this function is going on the inside of our box. The x squared is going to go in the top left. The negative 8 is going to go on the bottom right. That should be the last bell for a while. And these two boxes are going to add to be negative 2x. This side and this side length need to multiply to be negative 8. So some things that multiply to be negative 8 are 1 and negative 8, negative 1 and 8, 2 and negative 4, negative 2 and 4. Now I'm looking for numbers that will add to be negative 2, which would be this pair right here. So I'm going to put a 2 and a negative 4 here. We also know that this side length and this side length have to be things that multiply to be x squared, which would be an x and an x. So now we found our factors. X plus 2, x minus 4. To find the zeros, I must set that equal to 0, and I must set each factor equal to 0 and solve for x. So on this first one, I'm going to subtract 2. I'm going to get x equals negative 2. On the next one, I'm going to add 4 to each side, and I'm going to get x equals 4. So my factors for this problem are x equals negative 2 and x equals 4. Now that I have my vertex and I have my zeros, I can graph my parabola. So I have 1, negative 9. That's going to be all the way down towards the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to have a 0 at negative 2, 1, 2. And I'm going to have another 0 at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. finish the rest of that. So domain and range, remember domain is the x values, range is the y value. Domain is going to be negative infinity to positive infinity, once again, which is just all real numbers. And my range is going to be from my lowest numbers to my highest numbers. My lowest number is -9. The y goes in the middle because we're talking about the y values for range. And it goes to positive infinity. It goes up forever and ever and ever and ever. And that's how you do problem number 3.